Shannon Latham is joining us now. Shannon, you get a chance to travel the state of Iowa from north all the way through southern Iowa, where Latham Seed is planted. What are you seeing as far as harvest activity? I bet you guys are on full speed right now.
Yeah, up in our neck of the woods, which is in north central Iowa, soybean harvest is going to be wrapping up here before the end of the week. They've been growing great guns. I've been trying to get down to see guys in southern Iowa, and from what I hear, they're 4 to 5 days behind us. So,
well, you know, we're a little bit behind, and also we're running pretty dry too.
It's dry everywhere. I just noticed on the drive down here today, there's just a lot of dust blowing across the country.
Now, we have been following along with 4 different fields throughout the year. Tell folks how they can get updated on that.
They can go to our website, lathamseeds.com, and we have a WHO crop tour icon they can click on. I know they can go to your website as well and click on that. And then, of course, my passion is our blog, which we update every day at thefieldposition.com. So each weekday, that's where the most current and up-to-date information is on our blog.
Now today we're with Johnny Wilson. We're in central Iowa, and he had some wind come through on some of his corn, and some of the yields were 200 plus bushels an acre.
Yeah,
you got to be happy with that.
Yeah.
You got to be happy with that.
Well, there's no such thing as a bulletproof hybrid, but it sounds like those did pretty well for him, and we're glad to hear that.
Good deal. Guys, we're going to be talking with John Latham coming up, but Michelle Baumholz is with us. Michelle with the Iowa Beef Industry Council, and Michelle has brought with her some good harvest time lunch. Thanks for stopping by, Michelle.
Oh, you're welcome. It's this time of year that everyone is just really busy, and we all want to have a good meal. Everyone needs a good meal on the table. So today I brought a fully cooked brisket. There's some great products out there on the market that are basically foolproof. So you can microwave them, you can heat them in a crock pot, but they're those kind of things that are beef hot roast, they are beef brisket, they're fully cooked meatballs that really help families and folks trying to get meals to the field do it in a quick, convenient way, but still have a nice, hearty, wholesome, nutritious meal to feed their family and friends.
So this was a packaged cooked item.
It was already cooked. Honestly, I can't take credit for it. All I did was heat it up. The manufacturer did all the work to it.
So, talk about tailgating.
It is tailgating season, and beef is what you want in your tailgate because, of course, we know the fan cams, whether you're at Iowa, Iowa State, or UNI, we've got the fan cams, and in order to get on that big jumbotron at those stadiums, you need to have beef on your grill or in your crock pot, whether it's chili or brisket or whatever. You have steaks, burgers, it takes beef to get on those fan cams.
Excellent. Thanks for stopping by. Iowa Beef Industry Council. We're going to be talking more coming up here, guys. In fact, it got really tinder dry in the state of Iowa. I checked with the Weather Service guys, and in September, central Iowa picked up about 3/4 of an inch of rain. And we normally get about 3 1/4 inches of rain, so we're getting pretty dry. John Latham with us right now. John with President of Latham Seed, and we're looking at some of your corn here today, some of your beans here today. But it is dry. You guys are coming, of course you're all over the state, north, south, east, and west, but we're pretty dry right now.
We could really use some rain. I mean, I know a lot of the farmers out there don't want to see it right now. They want to keep rolling, but we could really use some moisture. It's been especially since about the middle of July, we just haven't seen a lot of moisture.
Now you get a chance to travel the entire state. Kind of give me a bird's eye view of how harvest is going.
It's going well. We're seeing some great, especially soybeans are just, I've never seen soybean yields like this. They really surprise me how well they're doing. Our Latham Roundup Ready 2 soybeans are just that much better than anything I've ever seen. We've got yields, whole field averages in 79, 77, 75. It's amazing what we're seeing. Corn is kind of all over the place. Northeast Iowa seems to be the best, and then it gets drier in other areas. And corn is anywhere from 175 to 230, depending on when the heat hit it and the maturity of it.
Talk about the genetics that you guys put in that seed and how it can handle some of the stresses we've had this year.
It's amazing how, so many days we had of 100-degree weather back to back, and the genetics are so much stronger than they were 5 or even 10 years ago. And then the traits on top of it, we're seeing bigger root mass with the rootworm traits, and it's just amazing with the amount of stress that the plants had this year, how they're able to come through it. And we're looking at a diversity of different technologies, different genetics, and putting that diversity together. That's what you really need to be able to maximize yield. Because every year one product isn't going to do the best. You got to have a mixture of different products.
You guys are going to almost have to go to a prescription system per foot of farming out there.
It's getting technical. That's where we've got our seed to soil program that really we match up the precise genetics and traits to the right soil conditions, and it's really working well. A lot of our better customers are on that program, and it's a little bit beyond my pay scale on some of the things that we're doing. We've got some great agronomists that really love doing that, matching up the right product for the right acre.
Well, it seems like it's working because, as you mentioned, we've been hearing a lot, the soybean yields are coming in, maybe not higher than last year, maybe not higher, but certainly higher than what most had thought going into this harvest.
Yeah, it surprised me. I knew that, our soybean production, first field that came in was 68 bushel across the scale over a 100-acre field. And when I saw that, that was our 1985 R2. When I saw that, and normally we figure 50, 55 for production. 68, we've got a lot of beans we've got to get in bins somewhere. So it's a great problem to have, and it's exciting to see the yields what we're seeing right now.
John, stick around. We're going to talk to you again during the big show here. But guys, we're harvesting near Laurel, Iowa, in central Iowa. Corn, soybeans, and nice weather out here. Gee whiz, they couldn't ask for much more. It's nice blue skies, nice wind out of the south, and probably near mid-70s right now. Soybeans, I guess, are you done with corn?
No, we have about 82 acres left south of town.
So still a little bit left.
A little bit left.
And it's been coming out pretty good.
Yeah, I'm glad we had the reel on.
To pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soybeans, you just started.
Our soybeans, we're just getting started here. We picked the field yesterday. They didn't really have idealistic conditions. We did get a little bit of hail here and kind of tore them up a little bit, and we had a little bit of wind. I don't think that did too bad, maybe twist them a little bit, but they've really come through, and that's where we really like these new Roundup Ready 2s.
You guys were in kind of a path that had some wind come through in July, hail, some heavy rain. So yeah, you kind of hit hard in this section of the state with weather.
Yeah, we have, and that's really proven that these new beans are coming through. And the new corn, the hybrids are they're damaged, but they're there, and that's
When was your last rain here?
about a week ago.
Okay, so you did pick up some rainfall. So a lot of the state missed that rain. And what's the moisture level coming out? You know anything on the beans yet? Did you check those?
Yeah, anywhere from 9 to 14, 15.
Okay, and then how'd your corn come out?
Corn,
You had some pretty high yields on it.
I gotta go.
Pretty
I have
good.
to look at a ticket. I
Out
can
of
guess, but
Good deal.
I won't do that.
Good deal. Well, Johnny, thanks for having us up today, and we'll talk to you again. John Latham is with us as well. John, we've been kind of twisting your arm a little bit on the Refuge Made Simple product from Latham, and that's kind of the trend we're seeing in the industry.
It really is. One thing, we're seeing some really strong rootworm in certain areas, and having Smart Stacks having a dual mode of action to protect against rootworm is really making a difference. We're looking at products from a whole host from Monsanto. We're also looking at other providers also out there, and we're only going to bring forward products that work for our customers, that we can put our genetics on, that are proven in our genetics. And so it really works well, and it's a trend of the future. I think in the next couple of years you'll see half dozen different products out there for refuge in the bag, which is going to make it fun.
Well, I mean, simplification and not having to do a lot of different things at planting. If there's no yield drag, you got a big win.
Absolutely, and that's what you've got to look for yield. It's got to yield first. We don't want to give up yield for simplicity.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing that we're really sticklers about. We don't want to have yield drag out there, and we do all the testing. We're independent. We test all these different technologies and only bring forth the best to market that work for our customers, and we're really seeing some great results from it.
Well, good. And things look to be coming out real well. Michelle Baumover is with us, Iowa Beef Industry Council. Who is that young lady? Have her come over here. I want to talk to her on the radio. You have a special guest with you today, Michelle, and you are?
Hi, I'm Brittany Hine.
From?
I am from Waukon, Iowa.
Waukon, Iowa. Okay. We planted a plot up near Hawkeye, which I guess isn't too far from Waukon.
That's correct.
You're an Iowa State student,
Yep, I'm on my last semester. I'm a senior in agricultural communications right now.
so you got a job landed yet?
Not quite yet. Still on
With our friends from Latham Seed, guys, both corn and soybeans. John Latham is with us. John, we've been talking offline about how things are coming out of the field. You get a chance to travel the entire state of Iowa with Latham Seed. But I have a product now. It's kind of a trend in the industry for corn to put the refuge in the bag. You guys have Refuge Made Simple, and it's available from Latham Seed.
Yes, it's a whole family of products, actually. The first product that we have that's approved is the Genuity Smart Stacks,
Oh, yeah,
which
okay.
has 8 stacks, 3 for above ground and 3 for below. And that's been approved for 5% refuge, and now we're able to put that in the bag. And so it's going to be neat this year to have 95% of your your traded product and 5% refuge are all in the same bag. Simplicity is, like we are saying, refuge made simple. That's what we're looking for. But we don't want to give up yield at all, and that's why we're testing all the different refuge in a bag products and only coming forth with the best products for our customers. And so we really have some strict criteria there. We want to make sure that it's 5% refuge and not 10%, because we think you're giving up too much if you have 10%. And so it's exciting. It's the trend of the future, no doubt.
Well, convenience, you talk about not having to stop, not having to clean things out, not having to worry about where your structured refuge is. So, you know, above all else, it sure makes things go quicker.
Yeah, and I think a lot of guys, you know, are try to do the right thing with the refuge, but sometimes it's so complicated trying to figure out these fields.
Yeah.
And now just having refuge in a bag, they know they can go out and just plant, and they know they're compliant. They can sleep well at night. It's going to make things a lot simpler for everyone.
The seed's actually a different color in there, so you can see that you're getting the different
Yeah,
seed.
it's going to be interesting the first time people see it. I'm sure we'll get some complaints that, hey, you got something mixed in here, but it's supposed to be 95% one color and 5% the other. And so it's going to be interesting to see this spring when we first bring it out.
So talk about yields, corn and soybeans. What are you hearing? Better than normal or better than average?
Soybeans are better than average, much better than average. In fact, the Roundup Ready 2 technology with Latham genetics, we're just seeing off-the-chart yields. I saw a whole field average of 79 bushel in southwest Wisconsin. In northeast Iowa, we had a field of 77.8 across the scale. I mean, we've seen that stuff in test plots, but when you have a whole field average, that kind of yield,
yeah,
it's fun to see.
We're at the Johnny Wilson farm near Laurel, and we have talked to Johnny throughout the growing season. We're going to talk to him a little bit later on, guys, coming up here on the Big Show.
This week, that's for sure. And tomorrow on thefieldposition.com, we'll give our weekly Wednesday crop report across Latham country.
Well, the yields have been coming in a little bit stronger on soybeans than what we had thought about.
That's right. People are pleasantly surprised with their soybean yields. We're hearing some people having the best yields of their whole farming career. So.
Now, talking to Johnny here, he has not harvested all of his beans, but the early beans he's taken out have been pretty good.
That's right. The moistures are looking good. The yields are great. So life is good, right?
Yeah. Talk about rainfall that we haven't had across the state of Iowa. What are you guys seeing? Now, you're in north central Iowa, so you probably had a little bit more rain than what we have in southern Iowa.
It's been a long time since we've had rain.
It's been about 30 days in central and south central Iowa.
Yeah, I actually get a monthly rainfall that comes into my email, and it's one of those I should have read before I came today.
Hey, how can we read more about what's going on the Latham Seed fields around the country?
We update thefieldposition.com. That's our blog. That gets updated every day. Folks who are on Twitter can follow us at Latham Seeds. I've been tweeting yields all day today. I'll be tweeting them as I'm riding other combines. In fact, when I leave here today, I'm hoping to go hop in a couple more combines. So check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and, of course, our blog.
Now, Johnny's a Latham Seed dealer here.
That's right.
So he has a full complement of beans and corn.
Right. And we have alfalfa, too.
Oh, alfalfa. Okay. All right. And we've been following all season long with updates throughout, I guess, 4 fields. Well, you've been talking about a lot of others, but through 4 fields. And I think next week we're going where?
We'll be in Iowa Falls, up in north central Iowa.
Okay.
Mike Aldinger's soybean plot there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then it's off up to Hawkeye.
Yeah, in fact, just an aside on Mike Aldinger's, they've had some really timely rains there, so I can't wait for us to make
This could
that.
be a garden spot.
It could be a garden spot. And then from there, I think we'll head on over to Oldeboat, take a look at the cornfield that's on our tour there, and then last but not least, up to northeast Iowa.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, good enough. Hey, Shannon, thanks for stopping by. Or having us. John Latham, President, Latham Seed. John, once again, we're talking about some pretty good yields coming out of the field, surprising yields. Great job from the folks at Latham Seed.
Thank you. It's been, you know, this field here, we're looking at our Latham 5376 VT3, and two months ago we came through with a wind of 80, well, up to 100 miles an hour, and for it to yield 214 bushel like it did, is tangled and with hail and wind and everything it had. It's just amazing to me. I'm really, really proud of that. I mean, we've had some higher yields than that, but for a product to come through like that in those kind of tough conditions and have 214 bushel, we're really excited.
Well, big thank you to Latham Seed for hosting us today. Hey, guys, I'm off tomorrow, going to be in north central Iowa. More harvest going on right here on the Big Show.